Greetings, folks. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Not Funny Guys Presents Red Dwarf Rewatch. I'm your host, Dr. John, and we are cruising into... I'm even wearing the same shirt from episode part 1 because I'm recording them at the same time. Yes, we are looking at part 2 of episode 2 of series 8, Back to the Dwarf Part 2, directed by Ed By and written by Doug Naylor. So if you missed out on the last episode, you should go back and check that out. I think it's episode 45. Go check that out for part 1. Come back, because these all are interlinked. So this one was released on the 25th of February, 1999. So let's get into a summary. So Lister, the cat, Kachansky are in big trouble. Now aboard the resurrected Red Dwarf with a freshly resurrected crew, including Captain Hollister, played by Mac McDonald, and they find themselves standing trial for stealing and crashing a Starbug. Crichton at this point gets reprogrammed and has his factory settings restored. He ends up sounding like the one we met way back when we met him in the episode Crichton. Rimmer is using the confidential files that we saw him retrieve at the end of the last episode and the luck and sexual magnetism viruses found in the wreckage to get himself promoted in the field. So let's break this down. So like I said, we have a wonderfully crazy, chaotic intro, but we open where we left off in the last episode. We're aboard the mining ship Red Dwarf, resurrected crew. Captain Hollister, we see him doing this little kind of blog thing, talking about a daily log, talks about Lister and the rest being tried for basically Space Corps violation. He does confirm that Lister's story about the nanos and talking to Rimmer with, and we do see this whole thing about him telling the story of the nanobites and talking to Rimmer with the whole bribe idea of getting him broken out. And we basically get like a summary of the episode that we saw before. So you get a little bit of a catch up if you didn't catch the last episode. We see Rimmer coming to see the captain. We now see, as I alluded to at the end of the last episode, his weird extended salute. And I mean extended, like it never ends. It's like, and he even says it's a very special, extra long salute with flourish at the end. Oh my God. I will not be trying that at the end of this episode. It's way too much. It's like, that's all I'm doing. He then proposes that they work on the drive plates. He wants to address the issue. This is the same issue that killed the crew. Like I said, back in episode 1, this is how the crew died. And he's now proposing to basically override and fix this issue becomes a problem, basically killing everybody. He's basically proposing new safety rules. He knows the captain's, he then notes the captain's wedding anniversary and gives him a blueberry muffin, just like his wife did. And he hands over basically anal cream that he found for him. All comes from the personal files he's using to get ahead. And believe me, it's way too competent for what Rimmer normally is. Captain gives Rimmer a letter to post for him. And he takes it and he licks it. And he says, and then he looks at it, he says, oh, it's for me. And it's an invitation to attend a super little party he's having as a guest, a black tie affair. He does his little flourish salute again. It's so weird. It even hurts himself to deliver it at one point. He like limps off. We see Crichton now, looking exactly the same except skin tone. He's undressed himself and goes to fill up a container. This doctor's not even looking up. He's like, okay, here, fill this in. I'm pretty sure he meant urine, but he comes back with flowers in it. And they keep trying to treat him as a human, and he's not. Like, they do a blood pressure cuff that blows up his hands. They do like a screwing thing on his crotch area, and his head falls off. He then reports to quarters, little holding quarters with Christine Kachansky. And apparently he's been classified as a woman because he's not of a model where he does no penis. I'm not going to get into the whole gender situation, but apparently there was a model that was only made for Italian starships where they had male genitalia in order to better fit in and communicate with their crew. What a lovely stereotype. He's very afraid of getting rebooted, losing his identity. Kachansky tries to help him resist, to stand up for himself, to say no, further break his programming. We then see them all together again at the court-martial. They are refusing counsel. Kat had basically seen enough TV shows, so they huddle up and then they give their answer. They're going to basically consent to mind scans, and the consent forms they have to sign, seal them. And just like Rimmer, they lick the envelope, seal it. Rimmer comes to see Lister in the jail. Rimmer speaks to him, speaks of his father's disapproval. He wants to exercise this up the ziggurat lickety split. The deal is falling apart. He's basically going to double cross Lister. He wants Lister's help. Rimmer doesn't want to basically fall through, and he feels he'll jeopardize his promotion. He then shows him the luck virus and the sexual and everything, and apparently Lister temporarily holds him. But now, like I said, he's reneging on the deal. Lister has got a little dab on his finger of the luck, and he uses it to actually break out. Crichton is offered a chance to get reset and then join the crew. But rather than doing that, he steals a gun from a guard and holds the group hostage. He's pretending that they're naked. This is what Kachansky advised him to do. He makes them sit on the toilet and laughs at him while he's doing it. They think he's mad. He starts laughing, struggles, but then finally says no. But a guard sneaks up on him, and they basically apprehend him and take him into custody. Lister and Chris now are basically finding a way to escape. He's broken her out, and they're on the lift. Lister licks his other hand with the sexual magnetism, and she starts going super hot for Lister. Massive makeout, full tonsil hockey, basically. Halfway into it, it wears off. Chris is perplexed by all of it. Apparently he licked the other finger with the luck, and the luck actually cancels it out. Crichton is now in his room. He's plugged up. The data doctor, I love this character. The data doctor comes up. Fix them. All his emotions get erased. He's now back to a fetish resetting, and like I said, he's gone back to his original voice, like when we found him way back in, what was it, Series 2 or Series 3? That little, butler-like English voice. Rimmer. On his way to the Captain Ginner, he takes the sexual magnetism virus. He gets hit on by the whole female table. And every female on the way. He starts talking about future echoes. He's literally listening. He's using the information from the experiences of the previous Red Dwarf crew, or the one with Lister in them, about these things. And he's using it as stories to wow everybody. The stuff he got from the data files. The women all want to basically beg him. He gets manhandled in the kitchen by every one of them in sequence, all while trying to go get coffee, and barely ever makes it back. We find Chris and Lister. They have gotten the cat with them. They're going to get Crichton, and they find about him being reset. The cat finds a mop. They need a better disguise. The cat finds a mop and false teeth, and they basically decide to recreate themselves as the Dibley family, the Dwayne Dibley family. Such stupidity. Rimmer and I think it's the Karen woman, the doctor, finally returned to the table. No coffee. Try again. Another woman. This is part of this escalating thing where he's getting late constantly. Chris and Kat and Lister are about to get away with their disguises when Crichton, they get confronted, and they're pretending to be like a family of scientists who don't get out. Crichton remembers the Dibley story and almost gives them away, but he also uses it to basically find his way back to his corrupted programming, and then helps them out. They find there's another announcement that the escapees are on C deck, and so the guards leave, and they're still using the luck virus. And now they have Crichton with them, and then they all basically are going to try and escape this way. Meanwhile, Rimmer, he makes it back to the table finally with the coffee. And like this sexual magnetism thing, it's turning on him. He's basically, but this is the thing. It's revealed that the psychotropic mind case thing is underway. The crew, actually the ones who are following with Crichton and Kat and Lister and Kachansky, are not actually escaping. When they lick those envelopes, they actually induce the drug then. They're in an AR machine. Rimmer starts to panic now because this could mean that they could actually get a reveal about his deal with Lister. So he goes to the med lab, he excused himself, and he numbs himself lower body up, starts whacking his genitals, basically trying to find some relief from the constantly being aggressively attacked by women. By the way, he did get to sleep with Yvonne Magruder again, so good for him. He tests the hammer, whole water body, he's literally walking around, he runs into the captain on he's leaving, and he's like awkwardly almost half walking. Now, the rest of the group, all dressed as the Dibley family, begin making their way down the hall in what I only can assume is an homage to Reservoir Dogs when they're playing Little Green Bag, and then that's where we're hit with the Be Continued. So, next time, we will finally reach the end of this sort of triple-sized massive episode with Back to Red Dwarf, part 3. So, come back for us, watch our previous episode if you need to catch up, but the Captain's Logs do a little job of that, but it's just fun. So next time, we will look at that and we'll conclude this little intro arc of 3 episodes. But in the meantime, please like, subscribe, share, comment, reach out to us, tell us the things you like. As I've said before, we'll be doing different things we do here on the YouTube, mainly the television show series. So we're going to do some stuff after this. At one point, I know we're going to be doing Blackadder. I think we're going to interrupt with maybe some news radio. It was like some old 90s stuff that I'm a really big fan of. But I do want to hear ideas from you guys about things we're doing on the show. If you like it, if you want to see something different, very open suggestion. You can write us in the description below with all our socials, or in the ticker below you could find notfunnyguys.offthereels@gmail.com, where you can write us and give us any kind of feedback, not only on here on the YouTube, but also on our podcasts. We have 3 of them. We have our main podcast, Not Funny Guys Presents Off the Reels, where we talk about movies and stuff of that nature. We're currently in the midst of we've had a Thanksgiving special of Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. We're having a Christmas special. I won't give that one away, but that one will be coming out. It should be out already by this point. Then we also are finishing, in the meantime, we'll be finishing up the Jurassic Park movies. We made it through the first trilogy. Those can all be found on our feed. And we'll be moving on to the last 4 after that. And then who knows? We'll see. But if that's not your cup of tea, you can always check out Not Funny Guys Presents Wrestling with the Horror of It All, where my co-hosts Eric and Casey watch horror movies, and they also watch and talk about pro wrestling, mainly WWE stuff, over on that podcast. So go check it out. Give them a like and a subscribe and a comment and all that fun stuff if that's something you're into. If that's not your cup of tea, we do have one more option. We have myself, Dr. John, and Dr. Kristen, our Not Funny Gal. We have our Not Funny Guys Present Thinking About Thinking, where we actually get into all kinds of discussion topics. We just wrapped up season 1. We'll be resuming in the new year. Episode 30 is up. We talk about AI, culture, education, all kinds of stuff. Anything that we are thinking about. And we have some fun times over there. But it's more of a discussion podcast. It's something try to keep it under 45 minutes, honestly. But we can go long. We try to keep it kind of short. Shorter than the other ones sometimes. But if that's something you like, check that out as well. For all those, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Otherwise, in the meantime, come back for our final of this little trilogy next time. So in the meantime, don't be a smeghead. Keep it not funny, and I'll see you then. Gosh, I can't do it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Jesus, Rimmer.